Dad, how did you get so rich? Me, I just took some calculated risks and had a well-diversified portfolio, son. The portfolio, $400,000. Joe Biden, Martin Luther King, Donald Trump, a pepe, which is basically pepe reversed, right? It's all funny, but the results of this portfolio owner are way better than the results of someone who is sitting in fundamental projects, researching different narratives and understanding technology, who's reading white papers on a daily basis and thinks that he is smart. You should not be in this marketplace to stroke your ego, thinking that you are smartest kid on the block. And we have to understand, we have to know why these people are actually making these amounts of money, why they are so successful on this marketplace. There was a video on Crypto Banter Plus channel recently with the guys that are publicly stating that 8 months ago we had zero money. Right now we have close to 10 million bucks, all trading meme coins. I will tell you the secret. I will tell you why are they successful, and I will tell you how you can actually achieve the same levels of success. At least use the same skill sets and the same tool sets that these guys are using as well. I will tell you the number one most important thing in the marketplace that differentiates winners from the losers. And it's very interesting that this game is so hard because 10% of people are actually only winning at the end. Because the same number one skill that will guarantee that you will win in the marketplace can also lead you to the downfall. That's why balance needs to be introduced as well. People get greedy, and often trades that get us to a certain point in life don't help us to move forward. We have to improve, we have to upgrade, we have to change. And the hard thing in the marketplace is that you're playing with your own money, which means that if you won't improve, if you won't change, you would be losing everything that you made because you did not make any money until they are on your bank account. Even stable coins on some wallets, they don't count. Only liquid money on your bank account. This is the point when you can say, I made money. You did not make anything. If you took profits on some stable coins, you have them in your MetaMask on some exchange, that doesn't count. I'm talking from experience. So let's actually dive in. What is the most important trait to be able to win on this marketplace? And I will also provide you with 9 practical tips on how not to lose, how to actually be successful on this marketplace. And it's very important. I can't fathom enough. It's so important how much money you actually keep eventually, not how much money you make into the market. How much money you eventually able to keep. If that sounds fair, like this video, subscribe to this channel, and let's proceed. One more thing before we start. Today is the last day for the snapshot of the airdrop for the channel Stan Crypto. I will be giving something away to the early supporters of the channel and to people who basically were on the channel at this time, because I do believe that something great expects us in the bull market as well. In order to be eligible to an airdrop, you have to sign up to BitGet exchange using my referral link. You can find it in the first links in the comments. You need to deposit at least $100 on the exchange as well, and you would also need to complete KYC. Snapshot will be taken today, end of day, New York Eastern Time. I also want to remind that I'm giving away $300 on a daily basis. In order to be eligible to have a chance to win in the giveaway, you have to comply to all these 3 requirements. Be my referral on BitGet, deposit at least $100, and have KYC completed. I've also recently opened my private Discord where we're sharing signals, we're talking on the market, I'm sharing what I'm doing with my portfolio as well. Feel free to join my Discord in the first link in the description under this video as well. Let's proceed and let's continue. Bobo just did a 2x. Snibo is doing very well as well. It's quite interesting. We kind of see this liquidity flow from pepe into these tokens, and I still do think that it's just the start. It's just the beginning for the whole thing. Obviously, if the bull market continues, if everything would be alright, and if price of Bitcoin would be surging up as well. This weekend definitely feels like calm before the storm. We just broke through new all-time highs, and I think something very interesting is going to happen next week. I do believe that next week from Monday is so important. Let's actually see what the future brings. Coming back to our topic, what I believe is the most important trade that you can only have to actually win on this marketplace. How to actually win in crypto. And point number one is conviction. Conviction is key. Is the most important thing that you can only have in crypto investments. Conviction helps you to buy on the lows. Conviction helps you to hold through the dips and DCA in. And conviction allows you not to sell your tokens too early in the bull market as well. In the previous cycle, I remember I was watching Crypto Banter and I remember Rand saying that he made 3.6 million out of $5,000 investment in Phantom, I think, at this stage. And it's very interesting because you would seldom be able to do this type of results if you are basically trading. That's very seldom, because the whole kind of trading, it pushes you to think short term, you know? Because when I'm opening long position, I constantly check out my margin, I constantly check out my funding. Pepe loan already have eaten up to $15,000 just to have it opened. And I basically had it opened for like how much time? 2 to 3 weeks? That's just crazy. The whole setup, it's focused on you closing things short term, making sure that you would have the short term mindset. But in life, in business, in investment, long-term mindset usually what gets rewarded the most. We're in crypto, we don't have such things like long-term things. You should not be planning for 3 to 5 years because most of the tokens that you see currently, in 4 years, they will just go to zero. But you need to understand that this space is moving fast, yet there are options to actually be holding tokens. And if you would remember multimillionaires Memecoin trading guys that basically made tens of millions of dollars through almost making no money, what they were doing, they were buying into the projects at the lows, having high conviction in their projects, in their place. They did not put $2 million into Memecoin and got their 5x and now they have $10 million. No, they were putting 5k, 15k, and from 5 to 15k they have $5 million positions. Let me actually ask you a question. If you were putting $5,000 into Memecoin, wouldn't you be selling at 2x at $10,000, at 4x at $20,000, at 10x at $50,000, at 100x at $500,000, at 300x at $1.5 million? You would probably be selling, right? And these guys are holding. And what actually helps them to hold is conviction. This is number one most important thing in the marketplace, because so many people are actually picking great tokens, great projects. They just don't have enough conviction to hold. And why it's also very risky, and why only 10% of people are actually making money on crypto market? Because of the fact it's two-sided sword. From one point of view, conviction helps you to hold, make money. From other point of view, you might be just holding your bags back to zero pretty much, dumping with the whole market, as the market dumps as well. I know it's pretty hard to actually hold your bags to zero. If you had $5,000 into Memecoin and now you have 5 million, it's very hard. But it's definitely a very interesting and risky situation, and you need to understand these things as well. Conviction is the number one trait in your thesis, in your tokens, in your investment decisions, in you actually making decisions on whether or not you would want to buy or sell. This is the most important thing. Conviction is what makes money in the market. And the whole complexity of this game is that conviction is what often loses money in the market as well. We all have to exercise conviction. And there are actually several actionable and practical steps on how you can be doing that. Point number 2 is research when you want to sell. And speaking of the research, I'm not just saying to go check out the white paper. I would say in this market, it's way more important to understand where the attention goes next. What's going to be the next hot thing as well. You know, I'm getting thoughts that meme coins might not be dying out on the whole course of the market moving forward, on the whole course of the bull market as well, because it's a very, very attractive picture for retail people and for players on the marketplace to see that meme coins are surging, meme coins are showing percentages, meme coins is something that's moving all the time. Therefore, if people are active on the markets on a daily basis, it's going to be very, very interesting for them to dive deep into meme coins on a daily basis and actually get into meme coins on a daily basis. And it may be a very, very interesting situation where because of this narrative being so attractive, it can just be running through the whole market, starting from here, because currently a lot of people understand already that this is something that is running, moving forward, with a lot of people calling for the tops on Memecoin before the previous flash from 69k to 59, right? Did not happen. Memecoins actually recovered first, and it's very, very interesting what's going to happen moving forward as well. When you want to sell, research the project. Check out AMAs, check out community, check out Twitter, check out influencers speaking about your token as well. It's very, very important. You need to form a conviction as well if you would actually want to sell the project. If you want to sell something, just try to understand and try to form a thesis. Why do you think this is something that is worth selling? Is this an older token? Is this a narrative that will probably be surging closer to the end of the bull market? Is it something that people are not very, very interested in? Because opportunity cost is quite high. I was already doing a video where I lost $3 million already this cycle, right? And I basically lost them from around $25,000 invested. The difference of investment of $25,000 in this market is actually either 0 or $3 million. Opportunity cost here is huge. Conviction here is very, very important. We all need to understand these things. We all need to follow them as well. At the same time, it's also a double-edged sword. Because if you have high conviction in the wrong token, in the wrong narrative, you might be just sitting in this token and see the token doing nothing, whilst everything else is just going up. Everything else is just surging. That's not the situation that you want to be in this market as well, because you've been following the market, you understand the market, you understand tokens, you can be doing some research, and yet you are sitting in some tokens that are basically not doing anything. If you have strong thesis about them, if you have strong conviction, that definitely will help you to hold, and you will definitely most likely get rewarded as well. Just try to free up part of your portfolio. Just try to form another thesis. Just try to play in other things in the marketplace. Just see how it goes. Because bull markets in crypto like this one, they are not happening all the time. It's coming currently, but it will go away as well. It's very, very important not to miss this opportunity. If you've been in the market, if you know the market, if you were researching, if you actually spent quite some time on these things already. Point number 3, understand that winning often is doing something that the public is not doing. Holding when selling, buying when others selling, etc. Coming back to our meme coin millionaires that did not have any money 8 months ago. Right now they have $10 million already, right? One of the interesting things that they were doing is that they were buying meme coins on the dip, and they were holding meme coins because 100x's, 500x's, 100x's, they don't happen overnight. You need to buy something when no one else is buying. You need to research, you need to form a thesis, you need to have conviction, you need to buy, and then you actually need to hold. That's something that I was actually doing with meme coins around pepe memeverse in the bear market as well. I was holding bobo for at least 6 to 8 months, and it was going down. It was not doing well. I felt these emotions like why I'm holding, it's not going to do anywhere. I had people around me saying that you will probably lose money on bobo. I don't believe in bobo and things like that. And see where we are now. And the only thing that shows me currently is that the meme is not dead, is that the thesis is viable, that the thesis works. I don't have any thoughts on selling at this stage. I do understand that the market just showed us the winners, and if something is winning already at this early stage in the market, that means that once we would be entering later stages of the market, it would be winning way more. Imagine what is the percentage of people that are actually holding meme coins in the bear market or holding meme coins during the dips that the guys that got 10 million bucks are doing as well. These are the actions that are not exercised by 99% of the market. That's why they're being rewarded heavily. Recent example with Land Wolf on AVAX as well. It had a dip to $2 million market cap. People that were buying at $2 million market cap, they got crazy access. No fundamental projects are basically showing this access in this type of short time frame as well. This point comes down to a very simple saying: buy when it's red, sell when it's green. But there are some other actions like holding meme coins on the corrections in the bear market. Who's doing that? No one is doing that. And people who actually had done that are being rewarded heavily. You need to understand that market always gives opportunity. Most likely we will be getting corrections on different meme coins because nothing actually goes up all the time. We still have these switches in terms of the beta of the meme coins from Ethereum to Solana to AVAX to different chains to Base and things like that. There would always be opportunity. Just find your thing, find something that is not moving currently, understand, form a thesis, act, and reap the rewards. Moving forward to point number 4. Lower IQ in the bull market. There will be people that will be coming way after you and they will be making way more money. This is something very important, and this is something that I saw a lot at the end of the previous cycle as well. There will be people that would know less about crypto, that were not following this whole thing, that basically just came in, they bought some random meme token, they got 200x, 300x, 500x, and they made way more money than you, who was sitting in the bear market, who was watching all the influencers, reading all the white papers, checking out everything that was happening, who knows technical analysis, who knows how this whole thing works, and yet this random guy will still make more money in his short time frame on the market. And most likely he would also be able to extract this money back from the market because it's simple to him. I made this money, I'm taking them back, these are my money. I'm going to buy myself a new car and go on the vacation to Hawaii, right? Being dumb definitely helps in the bull market. We all have PTSD from the bear. We all think that this rally will be ending. We will be seeing a recession soon. The whole thing will just go down. Retail does not have any money, and yet market just proves us wrong time and time again. Lower your IQ, be dumb. What is the worst thing that is going to happen? If you're not using leverage, you would still be able to take your money in 30% dips, 40% dips, so you would still not be losing much, especially if you would have limit orders set up on the exchanges. If your tokens are going like 30% down, you basically just automatically sell the whole thing. That's the ultimate stop loss strategy that you can be using from your end. It's important to be dumb, and it's important to understand how to ape into different things, because often guys that ape, they essentially make money. Moving forward, point number 5. Adopt to the conditions of the market, but don't fade high conviction plays. That's also something very interesting that we have currently, because I was checking out on-chain and I saw some people selling the chain links and buying into meme coins. Nice amounts and nice sums of chain links for sure. I do think you might be actually to do that, just to check out your lag, just to gamble, but this space you definitely need to understand as well. If someone is shilling your meme coin on Twitter, he obviously has his own back in this meme coin already. But if you're in the market, if you're actually spending time on the market as well, you should definitely have, you always need to have some chips to play around with. Therefore, if you're sitting in fundamental tokens, you can just sell a small portion of them and just try to play around with free funds, with meme coins, maybe with some leverage as well, just to see what's going to happen. Because spending time on the market without actually playing with things, without actually doing something with your money, might often be useless. You might just be losing time. Only if you are either following conviction or if you are forming some thesis about certain place, that can make sense. At the same time, you should be planning for worse, because in the recent flush, in the flush from $69,000 to $59,000, people that had money on the exchanges, they basically made a bank. They were able to double the money in one day just by injecting free stable coins that they had. And if they opened long positions on the assets that actually went down and liquidated everyone else, it's just so crazy how much money they actually made. And Virtual Bacon was actually saying something on this as well. He was saying, during the dip, I am buying everything, wish me luck. That's the type of behavior that is actually being rewarded a lot in the bull market as well. Because everyone understands when the market is overheated, everyone understands when the funding rates are crazy for loans as well. Everyone understands that a flash crash should be coming soon. And flash crash is basically a very great point to put more money into the marketplace. So it's actually quite easy to understand as well. When you see market overheated, when you see that greed is high, when you see that the funding is very high and everyone is long in the market, just take some profits out of the table, take some chips out of the table, right? Wait for the flash crash, or set up some limit orders. They will be filled out as soon as the price of the asset would be reaching your targets, and you would be making crazy funds from this action. This is something that works very well in the bull market, and we all should definitely use this tool as well. Me personally, during the last flash crash, I was only able to add to my SUI long position. Moving forward, tip number 6 is isolate yourself from information that interferes with your thesis. Be careful. I actually have a story to tell. Before Bobo surged, I was basically telling about Bobo to people I know that are in the market as well, and they were responding that I don't believe in Bobo. I don't think that you would actually be able to make any money with it. I think it's going to zero, and it's too risky for you and things like that. When Bobo went to 1.1 million, I actually was sending messages. I want to put $35,000 into Bobo. Let me actually show you something. Here is something I was actually writing in one of the chats on 14th of January. Guys, I have a feeling I should buy $70,000 worth of Bobo and go play World of Warcraft for the whole year and outperform the shit out of everyone. So many people are bullish on Pepe in so many different communities, and narrative is crazy with Pepe, Bobo and Pepeverse, etc. Imagine I actually had done this. I had the funds. I was ready to pull the trigger just to put 35k at that levels. Let's actually check out the price of Bobo on 14th of January, right? Basically was just the first pump from the lows. So I would basically just have doubled or tripled my positions at these levels because it just was the first pump. And I believe I was sending something before that I wanted to put $35,000 into Bobo. I believe if I actually had done this, I definitely could have an option. Just to close this YouTube channel, do nothing, and in reality just go play World of Warcraft for the whole year. And that's something that would actually help me to have more conviction, to not be stressed about having a bunch of money in Memecoin, and just go back in several months and just sell the whole thing or sell a part of it, take profit. So it would be very easy. But it's very important that I was talking to people I know and they were telling me, don't put this amount of money into this token. You already have enough. It's going to be very risky. Why are you concentrating so much on one play? And guys, 35k of my portfolio at this stage, I think it was less than 10% still. And I still had a bunch of stable coins on the side as well. It's not that much. I didn't do that. I have lower supply of the token currently. That's probably something that's going to be haunting me till the end of this year as well. I'm trying to calm myself that maybe if developers and the team would see that I would be having such a large supply of bobo, they would not be pumping the token. They would not be pumping the token up because they would be afraid that I will essentially dump the token on them. That's how I'm trying to calm myself when I'm feeling depressed about the situation, right? It's a very, very important thing. Just know this and make sure you will be using this as well. If you formed a thesis, if you know something, be stupid in bull market, just ape into things if they're proper, if they're blue chip, and don't listen to people around you. Don't listen to naysayers. Don't listen to influencers that basically invalidate your thesis, because at some point, at some emotional small part, you want to actually decide to sell, to do something emotional, to do something that does not make sense for your portfolio, for your future. And you have to understand that no one has your best interest in heart. Everyone follows their own goals and perceives his own goals as well. You should act only by yourself based on your conviction. This thing that I told you about can easily be million number 4, because if I would actually put 35k into bobo at that levels, I would already have 1 more million in bobo at this stage. I didn't do that. I lack the conviction. I don't want the same thing to be happening for you as well. I can't say that I actually made any money on bobo at this stage because I was not taking a lot of profits. I basically just took my initials out. No one knows the future. No one knows what's going to happen. Therefore, I can't say that I actually made any money. But I do know that if I would have larger bag of bobo tokens, I would definitely be taking more profits at this stage. And then I would be able to say that I made some money on bobo already. So limit yourself from everyone else who's not speaking things in connection to your thesis. Just follow the things that you want to hear. I know it might be the bad advice. I know it's quite risky. I know the whole thing can just go to zero and we can crack and things like that. But I've seen these times and times again in the last 4 to 5 months during this cycle on this market as well. Follow your gut. Trust yourself. This is the best thing that you can actually do. It's better to lose money with conviction following your own actions than to make money following someone else. And you will still probably not be holding the call of someone else if you don't have the conviction yourself. So even if you're buying into call of the other person, make sure to research the project. Make sure to have conviction in the project as well. Moving forward, tip number 7. Find great sources of information and follow them relentlessly. Don't fade people that made you money already. This is something very important as well. If someone made you money already, make sure to follow these people. There is a high chance they would be making money for you in the future as well. At the same time, do your own research all the time and take your own responsibility for your actions as well. But if you would be able to find 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people that made you money already, and if you would be following them, if you would be in their private channels, talking to them, checking out the Twitter pages, what are they doing, what are they calling, and especially if you would see the combination, so 2 or 3 of these people are talking about the same thing. That's something I actually had with bobo. With pepe as well. It's a very, very good sign. If people that were able to make you money are talking about the same thing, it is just the higher conviction and higher success chance that it will make you money again. But do your own research always, because there are a bunch of calls in different communities and not a lot of them are actually successful ones as well. And I would say that this is a very high leveraged activity as well. If you would be just searching through the market, through YouTube, different channels, through Twitter, through private Discords, you would be just searching and looking for people who are calling things that you are making money on. That's like the best alpha that you can only have. Because if you would be able to get over the course of the market, of course, if you are just spending each and every day on finding people that were able to make you money with very specific calls, so they were bullish on one thing and one thing basically searched, just make sure that focus on these people make sure to follow them and make sure to assess and check out other calls that they are given. Especially, for example, you have some small channel that is very bullish on one token. For example, my channel with Bobo. It was very small. Still, it's quite small already as well. It's only 9,000 subscribers. It's not that great. There is also, for example, channel called Connor on Chain. And the guy was speaking about MOG for so much time that is going to be the best meme this market, that he likes it a lot. He was speaking about it very low as well. I believe at 15, maybe 20 million market cap, maybe 10 million market cap as well. I faded. I didn't buy. MOG currently is at 400 million market cap. Small channels, if they're constantly talking about one thing and one thing only, there should be alpha in there. It's at least worth for you to check out, to research why they're talking about this thing. Ask them, because they often would be responding to you as well. Imagine yourself just moving through this cycle, being connected to 10 to 15 people that were already able to make you money. Imagine what type of edge you would have over everyone else. Crazy. Just so crazy. Moving forward, tip number 8. Spend as much time as you can in the market. Don't forget to rest. I do believe that there are a bunch of burnouts in the crypto market as well, because crypto is 24/7 and there are literally people from the start of the bull market that are using energetics on a daily basis. They're drinking things like Burn and Red Bull and some other things in order to make sure that they would actually be spending the most amount of time possible in the market. And they are probably making crazy amounts of money as well. Most likely they're trading some digital stuff, maybe AI or meme coins or some low caps and things like that. It's very important to spend time in the market and spend time actively. I'm watching quite a lot of YouTube content on a daily basis. I think at least from 4 to 7 hours a day, I'm watching different YouTube content. But I do understand that it's also not the ideal scenario. Ideal scenario would be essentially sitting in the trenches, in the Discord, buying some low caps, playing with different projects, following different people that are not very public on smaller Discord channels where you only have like maybe 15 people that you were randomly able to find through shady Twitter with mistakes in wording and things like that. Best type of alpha usually is in these type of channels. The more time you actually spend in the market, the more mental patterns your brain actually formulates about different things. And maybe next time when you would see a low cap, you would understand that this is a copycat, or this is something very similar to that previous project that actually had done 100x. Therefore, you would have more conviction in order to plant your money into this low cap and capitulate on the fact that you actually spent this amount of time in the market. That's why it's way easier for the players from the previous market that were active in the previous market to make money in this market as well, because they're capable of recognizing patterns. The game does not become easier. You just become better. It's very important to spend time in the market by yourself, research in different channels, talk to different people as well, and make sure that you're improving on a daily basis. And not just watching videos doing nothing. It's quite useless. Actively playing with your money. Always have some funds around to play with different things. You can form up your long-term thesis, your long-term portfolio, and then allocate 10 to 20 to 30% on some leverage trades, on some low cap plays, and be active in the market. And this is definitely the time to focus. This is definitely the time to actually be doing something like this. It's very important. There's basically a differentiator between 50x performance and 5x performance. I don't believe that anyone who would dedicate 14 hours a day in the upcoming 1 year won't be making it in this market. You would easily be making millions of dollars if you would be able to do that. Last tip. Final alpha. Find a close group of people to do it with. It's way easier to win on the market with buddies, plus you're adding some competitiveness, which is always good. I'm talking about small group of people. I'm talking about small private communities. But at the same time, if the community is larger, you would still most likely have the same people, same type of people sending and messaging something in the communities as well. because community might have 2,000 people, but only 20, 30 active, and maybe 100, 150 members that are lurking all the time, and others, they're just fading, they're not there, they're doing something else. They probably have something more important than actually participating in crypto market during the bull run, right? And if you would actually have a close group of friends, you are adding certain competitiveness into the whole story. In the first place, you would be able to share calls. You would be able to pump certain projects. If you would be working on your Twitter account and YouTube exposure as well, it might be helping you over time as well. But Twitter most likely is the best option, because YouTube, it definitely takes more time and more resources and certain skills as well. At the same time, if one friend basically just made huge money recently with certain call, always his conviction, always the fact that he was able to risk more, it definitely adds a bunch of competitiveness into the group, and everyone else would want to catch up, and you as well, and you would want to catch up. You would want to reach the same type of results. You would want also to be at the same levels, which definitely pushes you better. That's kind of like army type of mindset and atmosphere as well. You are just relentlessly working on a daily basis. I would love to have some type of office and just spend, I don't know, 14, 16 hours, 18 hours a day with someone and just sit and research and do crypto on a daily basis. Most likely the best thing is to live at the same house with your friends, with your buddies. Just live together, do crypto 14 to 60 hours a day, come out as multimillionaires in a year from now. That's something that I would love to be doing myself. Unfortunately, I have certain things that kind of block me from doing that at this stage, but I think it's just the best type of setup. If you're in the niche, if you're talking to people, if you're getting to know new things, if you have this part of the competitiveness as well, if you're doing with your buddies that actually support each other as well with different calls and different communities, you have way more strengths on the marketplace than basically just doing the whole thing by yourself. That's why private communities are quite important as well. I am in a bunch of them. I'm checking information from time to time in each and every one of them. And proper way is actually to wake up and read everything that was happening in Discord, in the discussions, in all of the private communities that you are actually in. That's what provides you with the most alpha. You would be able to read the thoughts of the players that are here from 2017, 2018, and you're actually spending time in the market, which means that your brain formulates patterns, which means that you're becoming better, you're becoming more competitive, and you will be able to beat the competition. That's pretty much it. I do honestly believe if you would implement all of these tips, you would be leaving the market in a year from now at least with $1 million. Not counting, not thinking about like anything about the money that you're entering the market with. You can be entering with $5. And if you would relentlessly follow all these tips, I do believe you would be leaving with at least $1 million in a year from now. If you would actually put hard work into the whole thing and implement all the tips that I basically mentioned. Very, very important. This is your call. If you were waiting for something, if you were waiting for better conditions, for something different on the job, in the life, no, this is your call. Make action. Make your ancestors proud. This is your chance to change your life and change the life of your kids and grandkids and people like that essentially as well. This is your call. You were not watching this video just because of some random thing and things like that. The fact that you are here on this video at this stage, at the video at the end, not a lot of people actually watch until the end. This is your call to change your life. On this positive note, let's gamble. We do have some people adding, so we have 104 members. Currently we have 124, which is quite nice. Random number generator. So the last one is 124, right? So I basically need to put from 1 to 124, generate 79. It's actually a simple number. 79 cannot be divided by anything. So I would put this guy as a winner. Congrats, you just won $100. Second, 31, also simple number. Very, very nice. Let's actually do this as well. And it's very interesting to see if the third number is going to be a simple number as well. Let's actually check. 30. Nah, 30 consists of 5 and 6, and 6 is 2 and 3, so 30 is definitely not a simple number. Thank you very much for watching this video. As mentioned, this is your call. Act. And I will see you in the next one. Good luck, future millionaire.